So in statistics and probability, statistics is you need to know basically how do you calculate mean, median, and mode. Three things that you should know. And whereas in probability, you must know to apply how to apply the principle of probability in a variety of questions. तो अलग अलग वैरायटी की सिचुएशंस में आप कैसे अप्लाई करेंगे ये आपको देखना पड़ेगा probability में. ओके, तो हम ये दोनों अभी कॉन्सेप्ट्स देखेंगे. एंड तो लेट्स स्टार्ट विथ स्टैटिस्टिक्स obviously. um, so statistics is something that you must. Okay, इसमें सॉरी. तो पहला क्वेश्चन है कि ये जो रिलेशनशिप है मीन, मीडियन एंड मोड डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन आपको कंप्लीटली एग्जैक्टली मालूम नहीं है. सो व्हाट हाउ डू यू यूज द एम्पिरिकल रिलेशनशिप बिटवीन मीडियन, मीन एंड मोड? ये वाला क्वेश्चन इज अ सिंपल क्वेश्चन टू डू. तो इसमें जो रिलेशनशिप है एम्पेरिकल रिलेशनशिप, इसका मतलब जो डेटा के साथ एक्सपेरिमेंटली हम ऑब्जर्वेशन देखते हैं तो उसको हम कहते हैं एम्पेरिकल रिलेशनशिप. तो एम्पेरिकल रिलेशनशिप कहता है थ्री टाइम्स मीडियन इज इक्वल टू 2 times मोड प्लस मीन. सो यहाँ पे व्हाट डू वी हैव? The mean and median are given. So median is given as 15 and the mean is given as 14. So this is 14 and this is 15. So we have 3 into 15 must be equal to 2 times mode plus 14. Sorry, उल्टा होना चाहिए ना. तो ये let me. We have 3 times median would be equal to 2 times mean plus mode. So we can see in this relationship that we know the value of median. Median is given as 15. Mode is what we want to find, and mean का value है. So ये जो value है it is 14. ये जो value है it is 15, right? हमें पता करना है ये जो value, right? We need to find out this value. so 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 this is 45 is equal to 28 plus x. So the value of x will be equal to 45 minus 28, that is equal to 17. And x का क्या है? X is equal to your mode. So x is the mode. अगला जो set है, right? This is the mean of the following distribution is given as 18. Find the frequency of the class 19 to 21. So obviously इसमें अगर mean calculate करनी हो तो हम क्या करेंगे? हम इन सारे इस डेटा से हम we will try to find out what is the mean using the midpoint of your class interval, so which we call as a class mark. So we have class 11 to 13, frequency hai 3, and class mark of this is 12. So if I want to find out multiplication of fi into xi, that becomes 36. Similarly, you have 13 to 15, right? The frequency is 6 and the class mark is 14. And so this becomes now 14 into 6, that is 84. And then similarly, I have 15 to 17, I have 17 to 19, I have 19 to 21, 21 to 23, or 23 to 25. और इन सब का जो frequencies है 6, 9, 13, F, 5, 4, और ये जो value है आपका this will be 16, 18, 20, 22, and 24. And what are the values that we are talking about? Here, this will be 144. And this is 18 into 13, right? That is 234. This is 20F. And this is 22 into 5, that is 110. and this is 96. We know the total frequency. So I know that the total frequency must be equal to 9, 9, 18. 18 plus 13 is 31. 31 plus 9. So 40 plus F is the total frequency. और हमारा जो सिग्मा एफ आई जो है, सिग्मा एफ आई का जो वैल्यू है, sigma fi or xi, this is sigma fi, right? Sigma fi we know. So we know that sigma fi into the mean, that happens to be 18, must be equal to sigma fi xi. So we can write it as 40 plus f into 18 must be equal to sigma fi xi is, this is 120. So we have 120 plus 378 plus 206 plus 20f. So this adds up to 498 and 204, right? That's going out to be 704 plus 20f. So we can see that 720 plus 18f is equal to 704 plus 20f. So you'll get the value of 2f is equal to 16 and f is equal to 8. So f का value जो है, that will be equal to 8. तो इसमें क्या कह रहा है? He is basically asking you, do you know how to calculate the value of the mean, right? That is what we want to find out. So here you must know all the different methods of calculation of mean. आपको वो वाला मेथड पता होनी चाहिए जहां पे आप डेविएशन लेते हैं, राइट? डेविएशन वाला मीन डेविएशन मेथड और assumed deviation method, right? Assumed mean method जो है, you should also know how to solve using that. So make sure that वो दो तीन methods जो है ये आप बहुत clearly आप जान ले. From the following distribution, find the median, right? So हमें मालूम है median is nothing but the median will be equal to the value that corresponds to n by 2. And what is n? N is equal to sigma fi, and that will be equal to, so this is 36, 64, that is 100, 150. Now the n by 2 n by 2th value, right? If you're putting them, so all these are in a ascending order. You see, since this is in a ascending order, and we can see that every interval is exactly the same. So n by 2th value must be equal to your 75th value. So what do we do here? We have the class, right? We have the frequency. You find out the cumulative frequency. So if I do a 500 to 600, 600 to 700, 700 to 800, 800 to 900, 900 to 1000. Okay, the frequency is 36, 32, 32, 20, and 30. So if I look at the cumulative frequency, this is 36, and this will be 68, and this will be 100, 120, and 150. So if I want to find out the median class, the median class will consist of the 75th value. So this is our median class. और जो मीडियन क्लास पता करने के लिए हमें क्या करना पड़ेगा, राइट? सो मीडियन क्लास में आप यू विल फाइंड आउट वेयर इज द 75th टर्म. सो यहां तक आपका क्यूमुलेटिव फ्रीक्वेंसी 68 है, तो इस क्लास में आपका 75th नंबर आएगा, राइट? 75th आइटम आएगा. सो विच मींस ये जो median class है, this is our median class. Now we need to know what is the 75th number, right? So this will be given by your lower bound, that is 700, plus n by 2 happens to be your, so you write the value, median is equal to lower bound of the median class plus n by 2 minus the cumulative frequency of the previous class divided by the frequency of this existing class multiplied by the interval of the each of the classes. So this becomes 700 plus 75 minus 68 divided by this as a frequency of 32 into 32 multiplied by 100. So अपना median का value है that will be equal to 700 plus 7 by 32 or 700 by 32, right? So इसका value कितना आएगा आपका approximately 700 plus it's almost equal to, if I were to say, it is almost equal to 22, right? But 22 से हल्का सा 22. So if it was 22, that it goes 384 and you get 22.5. So your answer will be 722.5. Sorry, this is a 22, approximately equal to 22. No, there's no 22.5 here. 32 times 20 is 640 plus 60 hai. So you can always say it's almost, if you want the exact value, it will be 721.9. That will be closer value than 722. तो ये हो गया आपका हाउ टू फाइंड आउट द मीडियन. सो मीडियन में जब भी आप करोगे, राइट, पहली चीज है कि आपको क्यूमुलेटिव फ्रीक्वेंसी पता करनी है, एंड देन यू फाइंड आउट व्हाट इज n by 2 एंड देन आइडेंटिफाई वेयर डज द n by 2 टर्म 75th term kahan aayega. So that gives you the median class. And once you get the median class, you know that the median value will be equal to, given by this expression, where L is the lower bound of the median class, n by 2 जो है आपका cumulative सारा जो sigma fi जो है 150 उसका half है, minus CF, this represents the cumulative frequency of the previous uh, class, and H is in this case the class width, you can say, right? The class, so this is equal to 100. तो ये हुआ अपना how to find out the median. तो तीसरा जो बचा है obviously how do you find out the mode. तो यहाँ पे आपको दिया गया है data which is 0 to 20, 20 to 40, 40 to 60, 60 to 80, 80 to 100, right? So this is our class. So it's better always to write it in this form: 0 to 20, 20 to 40, 40 to 60, 60 to 80, and 80 to 100. And the frequency Fi is given by 10-year, 8-year, 12-year, 16-year, and 4-year. So the model class happens to be the one that has got the highest frequency. So this is your model class. अगर ये मॉडल क्लास है, इसका मतलब आपका जो वैल्यू है मोड का, राइट, mode will be equal to the lower bound of the model class, and this is your f1, this is as f0, and this is f2. So you have f1 minus f0 divided by 2f1 minus f0 minus f2, this multiplied by h. और यहाँ पे लोअर बाउंड कितना है? लोअर बाउंड है 60 और f1 माइनस ये जो वैल्यू है दैट इज 4, न्यूमरेटर 4 आएगा, एंड दिस इज 12, सो ये आ जाएगा आपका 16, and this multiplied by what is our width of the class, that is 20. So answer will be equal to 60 plus 1/4 of 20, that is equal to 5. So the answer is equal to 65. तो ये सारे क्वेश्चन है, बहुत ही आसान है, आई थिंक देयर इज नो वे यू कैन मिस इट। ये तो बिल्कुल गिफ्टेड, ये जो क्वेश्चंस है गिफ्ट है, राइट? तो आपको जो दो तीन मेथड्स है, आई थिंक मेक श्योर दैट यू सॉल्व देम, solve at least one question of each, one table of each, right? In fact, median mean में आप you can also find out the assumed mean method, and they might ask you to find out the assumed method, mean method. Please do all, read up or solve one question of assumed mean method also. So the next concept is a concept of probability. Probability और statistics में क्या relationship है? Statistics में हम पूरा डेटा निकालते हैं, right? हाइट कितना है वो है, राइट? एंड देन उसके बाद हम पूछते हैं व्हाट इज द प्रोबेबिलिटी और व्हाट फ्रैक्शन ऑफ पीपल आर बिलो ए पर्टिकुलर हाइट। तो आपके पास डेटा है, उस डेटा को आप when you read the data and pull out the necessary information, that normally is the information that links to probability. So probability is, as you know, probability of any event is equal to number of times the event is favored. Sometimes we also write number of favorable outcomes divided by the total number of outcomes possible. Okay. So let's look at this question. एक एक क्वेश्चन, एक इसमें बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस है, सारे क्वेश्चंस करते करते हम तुम सारे कॉन्सेप्ट्स को एक ही साथ सिंपली वी विल डू ए रिव्यू रिवीजन टाइप। दो डाइस है, राइट? टू डाइस आर रोल्ड टुगेदर, द प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ गेटिंग एन इवन नंबर ऑन बोथ द डाइस। सो आप जानते हो कि डाइस में आपका 1 to 6 होता है, और there is one die, this is d1, let me say this is d2, this also has 1 to 6. When you take the all the possible combinations, you will have, there are 1 1 से लेके 6 6 तक, 1 2 1 3, right? There will be 36 possible combinations, 36 possibilities, or we can say call it as 36 outcomes. So अपना जो probability है, so what do you say? Probability of getting at least, okay, not at least, of getting an even number in both the dice. So if I look at the even number in both the dice, you can see that in the first die there could be three possible even numbers. So this is 2 6 or 2 4 or 6, और दूसरा वाले में भी आपके तीन इवन नंबर्स पॉसिबल है, 2 4 और 6। सो आपके सारे जो कॉम्बिनेशंस है, यू विल सी इट विल बी 2 2 2 4 2 6 4 2 4 4 4 6। सो यू कैन बेसिकली सी इट इज 3 into 3 कॉम्बिनेशंस है देयर। तो ये जो नंबर ऑफ फेवरेबल आउटकम्स है, फेवरेबल आउटकम्स by total possible outcomes is equal to 9 divided by 36, which is equal to 1/4. So ये सारे combinations में आप देखोगे दोनों जो even numbers है, so if I say take anything like 2 2, right, 2 4, if I just circle all of them, they'll see, you will feel you will find that there are 9 of them. These 9 are our favorable outcomes. अगला क्वेश्चन, नॉर्मली प्रोबेबिलिटी सबसे कम टाइम लेता है, सो आई थिंक यू शुड प्रोबेबली look at, read, definitely read it, see if you can do it first. Two different dice are tossed together, find the probability that the product of the two numbers on the top of the dice is 6. तो हमें मालूम है कि probability that, what are we trying to find? Product of product of the two numbers is equal to 6, right? So we need to find out the favorable number of favorable outcomes by number of total outcomes. So the total number of outcomes obviously is equal to, if I look at find the probability the product of two numbers on the top of two dice is 6. If I look at this, the um, number of total outcomes we already seen is 36. Now we want to see what is the favorable outcomes. So the product to be equal to 6, it can be 1 into 6, or it can be 2 into 3, or it can be 3 into 2, sorry, 3 into 2, or it can be 6 into 1. So you can see that there are 4 outcomes that are possible. So अपना जो probability है वो होगा 4 by 36. Hence my answer is 1 by 9. आपको कार्ड्स के बारे में जानना जरूरी है. ओके, तो ये क्वेश्चन में ऐसे कि आपको कार्ड्स के बारे में जानना जरूरी है. तो कार्ड्स में आपके 52 कार्ड्स होते हैं, राइट? उसमें 26 होते हैं रेड रेड कार्ड्स लेट्स से, और बाकी जो है लेट्स से 26 ब्लैक कार्ड्स है. और you have all the numbers from ace 1 2 3 till 10, right? Then you have uh, okay, so हमें 13 कार्ड्स है इसके, और सिमिलरली यहाँ पे 13 कार्ड्स होंगे, और ये 13 कार्ड्स है, और ये 13 कार्ड्स है. इसके अलावा जो है हम इसमें देर आर what is called as 4 suits, right? Suits. तो आपके जो ब्लैक कार्ड्स है वो नॉर्मली स्पेड एंड डायमंड्स है, लेकिन जो रेड कार्ड्स है, रेड के सूट्स होते हैं आपके हार्ट्स, डायमंड्स, sorry, black is diamond, sorry, black would be diamond, and heart is black, and spade and clubs is black. Okay, diamond, heart is रेड कार्ड्स एंड स्पेड एंड क्लब्स. ये हमेशा सारे सारे कार्ड गेम्स में ही दिस इज द स्टैंडर्ड थिंग्स दैट यू हैव. So this is something that you must be aware of. Now let's say यहाँ पे पूछ रहा है what is the probability that of getting neither a red card not a queen card. So इसमें ज़्यादा nothing about suits that is given, but I want you to know that this is one general knowledge that you should know about this. The black cards are spades and clubs, whereas the red card are uh, diamonds and heart. I mean, you can think of this as hard, right? Heart and diamonds are red, right? And similarly, you can think of this as CSBC or something like that, right? So you have a, so you try to remember the way you do it. जैसे भी आपको जिस तरीके से, और BSc, right? HRD, BSc, ये दोनों like subjects that you will study in college. तो यहाँ पे पूछ रहा है कि आपने एक कार्ड एट रैंडमली फ्रॉम ए वेल शफल्ड पैक ऑफ कार्ड्स लिया है. रैंडमली आपने एक लिया है. यू आर फाइंडिंग आउट द, रैंडमली का मतलब आंख बंद करके आपने लिया है. फाइंड द प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ गेटिंग नीदर ए रेड कार्ड नॉर ए क्वीन. ओके, सो you must not get a red card. There are 26 red cards, and in the and you should also not get a queen, right? So so it cannot be a red card, and it cannot also be not a queen from your black cards, from the remaining black cards, right? So which means it has to be, right? So you're removing from this. There are two cards that you will have, which are black queens. So essentially, the card that will favor the condition or the outcomes. So the probability that the card is neither queen nor red, right, must be equal to 24 by 52. So that is basically equal to 6 by 13. So the probability, the required probability is 6 by 13. So कार्ड्स जो शफल्ड होते हैं रैंडमली यूज किया जाता है. रैंडमली का मतलब आंखें बंद करके, राइट? तभी तो प्रोबेबिलिटी की बात हम करेंगे. अगला क्वेश्चन. ओके, इस क्वेश्चन में क्या व्हाट इज बीइंग टोल्ड? A bag contains 3 red, 5 black, and 7 white balls. A ball is drawn from the bag at random. The probability that the ball drawn is not black. तो एक बैग में 3 रेड, 5 ब्लैक एंड 7 व्हाइट है. बॉल इज ड्रॉन फ्रॉम द बैग at random. The probability that the ball drawn is not black. तो आप whenever you choose a bag from this bag, a ball randomly, probability of not black is equal to, when you're choosing something randomly, it could have been any of these 15 balls that is possible. So the ball to be not black, it must be either red or white, which means there are 10 possibilities when you favor the event. Favorable outcomes, and denominator is my total outcomes. So that gives me answer as 2 by 3. Rahim tosses 2 different coins simultaneously. Find the probability of getting at least one tail. 2 different coins simultaneously. Find the probability of getting at least one tail. So obviously हम यहाँ पे हम we should know कि जब भी हम coin की बात करें, right? Coin में एक head होगा, एक tail होगा. And so when Rahim is tossing 2 coins, so obviously you can see that there are different possibilities. क्या-क्या possibilities है? When you, so head और head है, एक head and tail है, right? एक यहाँ पे tail हो सकता है, यहाँ पे head हो सकता है, या दोनों tail and tail है. So the total number of possible outcomes. So we want to find out probability of getting at least one tail. So the total number of possible outcomes where you have at least one tail is 3 out of 4. So this can also be looked at it saying that probability of at least one tail is nothing but 1 minus the probability of both tails, both heads. So the other way to solve this question is this, and you will find that that is equal to 1 minus, what is the probability of both heads? 1 divided by 4. So this also gives me 3 by 4. So you could either attack it in this direction, or you can straight away move in this direction. So probability of an event A is equal to 1 minus the probability of the event not happening. So this is the way we look at it. So probability that there is at least one tail is 1 minus the probability that there is no tail. No tail means both of them are heads. So cards numbered 7 to 10 were put in a box. Poonam selected a card at random. What is the probability that Poonam selects a card which is a multiple of 7? So, uh, so we have to find out if multiple of, so probability that the card that is selected is a multiple of 7. This is what we want to find. And so we need to find out the total number of favorable outcomes by total number of possible outcomes. So what are the favorable outcomes? Numbers that are divisible by numbers that are all divisible by 7. तो जब हम numbers लेते हैं 7 to 40, आपका जो first multiple है that is 7 into 1, इसमें last multiple of 7 जो होगा 7 into 5. इसका मतलब the total number of numbers that are divisible by 5 would be starting from 7 into 1 and the last number will be 7 into 5. So there are 5 multiples of 7, right? So hence the number that we are talking about must be equal to, the probability is 5 divided by how many numbers are here from 7 to 40, that is 34 numbers. So please don't make the mistake of writing it as 33. I'm sure many of you will write it as 33. 33 nahi hai, ye 34 numbers hai. So hence the required probability that we are talking about should be 5 by 34. The probability of selecting a red ball at random from a jar that contains only red, blue, and orange balls is 1 by 4. The probability of selecting a blue ball at random from the same jar is 1 by 3. If the jar contains 10 orange balls, find the total number of balls in the jar. Okay. So the probability of selecting a red ball at random from a jar containing only red, blue, and so हम कह रहे हैं probability of red ball is equal to 1 by 4. Probability of selecting a blue ball must be equal to 1 by 3. So probability of selecting a orange bar must be X. And we know that if I pick a red, it has to be either red. If I pick one ball, it has to be either red or blue or orange. So the probability of a red plus the probability of blue plus probability of orange must add up and give you 1, because इन तीनों के अलावा और कोई कलर के बॉल है ही नहीं इस वेजल में, इस जार में. इसका मतलब आपका जो सम ऑफ द प्रोबेबिलिटीज है, इट मस्ट एड अप एंड गिव यू इक्वल टू 1. सो 1 by 4 plus 1 by 3 plus x is equal to 1. So इससे आएगा x का वैल्यू जो है 5 by 12. So we know that 5 by 12th of the jar must contain orange balls, right? That is what this 5 by 12 basically means. So we know that 5 by 12th of the jar is equal to of, let's say, j is equal to 10. So the number of balls in the jar must be equal to 120 by 5. That's equal to 24. So the answer to this question is 24. A card is drawn at random from a well-shuffled deck of playing cards. Find the probability that the card drawn is a card of spade or an ace, a black king, neither a jack nor a king, either a king or a queen. So let एक-एक करके करते हैं. So the probability that the card is a spade or an ace. Now, how many spades do we have? There will be 13 spades. There are 4 aces. And there is one ace, which is both a spade and this. So we know that there are 16 cards that will be spades or aces. I repeat, there'll be 13 cards that will be spade. There'll be 4 cards that will be aces. There's one card that is an ace of spade. राइट तो इसको आपने यहाँ पे भी काउंट कर लिया, यहाँ पे भी काउंट कर लिया, 2 बार काउंट कर लिया. तो हेंस द नंबर ऑफ कार्ड्स दैट यू विल गेट हैज टू बी 13 + 4 - 1, राइट? क्योंकि -1 इज बिकॉज हमने 2 बार काउंट किया इसको. सो वी गेट द आंसर इज 16. सो what is the probability of spade or as in ace? It will be equal to 16 divided by 52. So answer will be 4/13. अगला क्वेश्चन. What is the probability that the card is a black king? Card is a black king. वैसे there are 4 kings, right? एक king होगा spade का, एक king होगा club का, एक king होगा diamond का, एक king होगा hearts का, right? So there are spade का एक king है and club का एक king है. ये दोनों kings जो है red colored है. सॉरी, ये दोनों है ब्लैक कलर. ओके, हार्ड ना एच. हार्ट्स जो है और डायमंड जो है, इनके 2 किंग्स होंगे एंड दिस विल बी योर रेड. तो बेसिकली क्या हुआ, आपके जो स्पेड्स जो है, राइट, आपके वी आर लुकिंग फॉर ए ब्लैक किंग, right? So there are going to be 2 kings that are black. So the answer to this question will be equal to probability of a black king will be 2 out of 52. That is equal to 1/26. So इसका आंसर है 1/26. इसका आंसर है 4/13. Is neither a jack nor a king. So third वाला question जो कह रहा है, probability that neither jack nor king. So let's find out the probability of a jack or a king, right? So usko so how many cards are there with our jacks or kings? So there'll be 4 jacks and there are 4 kings, right? Hence there are about 8 of them. So the required probability that we're talking about is 52 minus 8 divided by 52, which is equal to 44/52, and that will be equal to 11/13. So iska answer hai 11/13. It is either a king or a queen. This will be, there'll be 4 kings, 4 queens, and this will become 8/52 or 2/13. So you can think of many combinations. आप खुद imagine करो कि क्या क्या combinations आ सकते हैं. जैसे अगर मैं इसको थोड़ा clear करूं, okay, so we can think about um, number cards, right? So this could be, how many number cards are there? There are, out of every suit of 13 cards, 4 of them are not numbered. A, J, Q, K are not numbered. The rest of them, 4 of them are not numbered, and the rest of them are all, 9 of them are numbered, right? Numbered cards. So then you have the possibility of spade. I mean, I can say ace of a spade, right? How many cards will be there? So ace of a spade. So you will have, there's one card that will be ace of spade, or I could say aces or spades, just like this card, right? You should be able to make a distinction between these cases. तो यहाँ पे सारे बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस में ये आपका लॉजिकल थिंकिंग और आपका नॉलेज कार्ड्स के बारे में ये भी शायद चेक किया जाएगा. A number x is selected at random from the numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4. Another number y is selected at random from the numbers 1, 4, 9, and 16. Find the probability that the product of x and y is less than 16. So आपके जो numbers है, एक x यहाँ से आ रहा है 1, 2, 3 and 4, और y यहाँ से आ रहा है 1, 4, 9 and 16. So we need to find out the probability. If you pick one number from here and one, we need to find out the product of x comma y is less than 16. So when I look at all the possibilities, there are 4 numbers that are coming from here, 4 numbers that are coming from here. So there are 16 possibilities that we will have, total number of outcomes. So my denominator is going to be 16, out of which I can say that when it comes to one, with 1, right, you can put any of those 1, 4, 9 as numbers. When if x is equal to 1, y can be 1, 4, or 9. If x is equal to 2, y can be 1 or 4. If x is equal to 3, y can be again 1 or 4. And if x is equal to 4, then we can see that y can be 1 only. So if I look at all the possibilities here, you'll see there are 3 year, 2 year, 2 year, and 1 year. So that makes it 8 possibilities. So hence the probability that the number is less than 16 is half. So इस वाले इसमें हमेशा आपको, I mean, it will always be better if you put all the combinations of the numbers. सारे combinations जो है, right? जो with a product less than 16 वाला है, अगर आप सबको लिखोगे, तो I think it will always be better. तो ये हुआ statistics and probability, one of the easiest sets of questions that you can think of, right? And so I'll kind of stop today's session with this and make sure that at least you go through all the probability and statistics questions. आसानी से आपको आपसे हो जाएगा. Thank you. Good night.